Hello, class of 2020. My name is Mike Wright, and I'm the superintendent of the Earlham Community Schools. Each year, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing the speaker chosen by the graduating class. But before I introduce this year's speaker, I'd like to take a moment and read the following excerpt from John Gordon. I feel strongly that it is something that you need to hear and take to heart today. Graduates, this virus may have stolen your senior year and a traditional graduation, but it cannot and will not steal your future. While you will always remember this painful time, you'll also be the generation that doesn't take anything for granted. You know that it's what it's like to have something taken away from you in a moment, and as a result, you will appreciate what you have when you have it. You'll value your relationships, make the most of your opportunities, and create a great future. I know it's easy to be bitter about what happened, but choose to get better. Don't look backwards, look forward. Stay positive, work hard, believe the best is yet to come. What you believe will determine what you create. At this time, I'm pleased to introduce our speaker, Mr. Nate Sletton. Nate is currently the 7th through 12th grade instrumental music instructor for the Lake Mills Community School District in his hometown of Lake Mills, Iowa. Mr. Sletton earned his Bachelor of Arts degree in music education from Augustana College in 2008. He has continued his music education by earning a master's degree with emphasis in conducting from Colorado State University in 2014. Mr. Sletton served as instrumental music instructor for the Earlham Community School District from 2008 until 2017. During his time in Earlham, the Earlham Concert Band earned a Division I rating at state contest for 8 consecutive years. In 2012, the Earlham Concert Band was recognized by the Iowa Bandmasters Association as the top Class 1A band in the state of Iowa. The jazz band participated in the state jazz championships for 6 consecutive years and earned top honors as the 2A champions in 2017. The marching band earned a Division I rating at state contest for 6 consecutive years. The Lake Mills bands have also earned consecutive Division I ratings in the areas of concert band and marching band. And the Lake Mills High School Marching Band Street Show has defended its honor of being the Meredith Wilson Grand Champions at the North Iowa Band Festival for the past several years. Mr. Sletton is an active guest conductor, speaker, and clinician. He is also a member of the John Maxwell team for professional leadership, speaking, and training. Nate served on the Iowa Department of Education's State Fine Arts Standards team, and he continues to serve on the executive board of the Iowa Bandmasters Association. While teaching in Earlham, Mr. Sletton was awarded the Golden Apple for excellence in teaching in 2012. He has been a quarterfinalist in 2014 and in 2018, and a national semifinalist, which equates to being one of the top 25 in the nation in 2017 for the National Grammy Music Educator Award. Nate continues to perform as lead vocalist and guitar for the Mill Street Band. He also plays and sings with KZ Music Men, a contestant from the TV show The Voice. Nate is also happily married to his high school sweetheart, Mindy. They have 3 girls, Addie, Ella, and Layla. Please welcome Mr. Nate Sletton.
Hello, everyone, and welcome from my home in Lake Mills, Iowa. I'm down here in my basement in my studio, and I'm surrounded by just a few of the many memories and mementos I have from my amazing time in Earlham. I want to thank Mr. Wright and Miss Knight and the senior class for the invitation to speak to you for your very special and unique graduation. Wow. Who would have guessed that we'd be meeting virtually for your graduation? And who would have guessed that we'd be forced into an online or virtual setting for the second half of your senior year in high school? Who would have guessed that we'd have had to have missed out on so many special events and traditions that we seem to hold so near and dear to our hearts? I surely wouldn't have guessed this, and I'm sure that you wouldn't have either. However, we're here, right now, in this place or in these places, celebrating you and your hard work and achievement throughout these very special years. At the beginning of this school year, I decided to pick a word that was a theme for my year. Little did I know that one word would certainly help me through this whole situation. I chose the word clarity. I suppose this sort of goes along with the 2020 perfect vision idea, but I wanted to find clarity in my purpose, in my teaching, in my priorities, in my family, in my communication, and in my relationships. I believe that we look through life with the lens of our experience. We have a choice to use the lens that's a fixed or a growth mindset. Do we have to do something, which is more of a fixed mindset, or do we get to do something, which is a growth mindset? And that distinction is so important. So for you today, I made my word clarity into an acrostic poem that describes some of the most important considerations and challenges that I have for you in the years to come. So the C of clarity stands for community. I cannot even describe to you in words what the Earlham community has meant to my family and myself. But let's go back even further. Your first community, when you were born, your first community was your immediate or nuclear family. Your parents and your siblings and your grandparents, your aunts and uncles. Now, these were incredibly formative years that helped to shape who you are today. Then you go to school and you get to take those pictures next to that awesome, huge Earlham Community School District rock. And your community is your class and your teacher and your classroom. And as you grow up, you learn more about the school traditions and the town that you live in. Then you go on to playing music and sports with others in the state, and you learn more about the United States of America, and you go on to learn more about the world and world history. Your community continues to get bigger and bigger and continues to grow. But what has this unique time done for us? Many of us have been able to take a step back. Go back to that nuclear community. We've been able to play games and watch movies and go for walks and have conversations. Things that maybe our prior busy selves didn't have time for. So which lens do you look at when looking at this reset button that we've been given? And going forward, think about what role you will play in those different communities that you're a part of. How will you use your gifts and your talents to serve and be a blessing to those communities? L. The L that I thought out was love for learning. So when we were told that we wouldn't be returning to school for the rest of the school year and our district decided to go to a voluntary curriculum, it got me thinking. You know, right now, I don't have any teachers looking over my shoulder. I have some work that needs to get done with my job, but I don't have any graded assignments. But you know what? I still chose to engage in personal and professional development. So think about this. How will you structure your time in the future? How will you develop yourself? I would encourage you to dive into those curiosities and interests that you have. Go above and beyond to learn and experience as much as you possibly can. Dive in, fail, learn, fail forward. That is how we develop individually and as a society. That is how we feel a sense of purpose and how we're able to share our passions with our surrounding community. Now, the A of clarity, I put down action. One of my favorite authors, Brendan Burchard, said this: "It is action, not mere intention, that leaves our mark on the day. Decision without discipline is choice without commitment. It is wishful thinking." Another one of my favorite quotes is this: "Imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. Just start." I believe that whenever we feel stuck or we feel overwhelmed, the way out of that cycle is with action. Just get up and get going. In your life, there will certainly be struggles. You may get overwhelmed, but it is important to get up and get to work. Do something and go with that growth mindset that you will either win or learn. Usually this action helps to create momentum, and it will help to sustain you through the good times and the bad. Another thing that'll get us through is the R of clarity, which is relationships. Now, especially during this time, it's easy to live inside of our heads. It's easy to have that scarcity or victim mindset. But you need to hear this: you are not alone. You are loved. Many times when I think about the tasks in front of me, I get worried or anxious about the work. But once I realize that my relationships with those around me will help get me through, that's when we as humans can make the seemingly impossible possible. One of my mentors once said that life happens at the speed of our relationships. So be kind, help one another, lean on each other. Remember where you came from. Man, this community of Earlham has your back, your family, your teachers, your community. In the future, work to develop these relationships. Don't skip that step in the future, because that just might be the key that will help you to succeed. The I of clarity is intention. Simon Sinek wrote a book called Start With Why. He makes these points and distinctions between the what, the how, and the why. With regards to organizations, he says this: every organization on the planet knows what they do. These are the products that they sell or the services that they offer. Some organizations know how they do it. These are the things that make them special or set them apart from their competition. But very few organizations know why they do what they do. Why is not about making money. That's a result. The why is a purpose or a cause or a belief. It is the very reason that your organization exists. So in the future, when you're developing yourself or an organization or something that you're part of, think about this. What is your purpose? What are your passions? What is it that truly fuels you? And this might change over time, but that is the energy that you should tap into. And that why is how you'll truly make an impact for yourself and those around you. Now, T for clarity. T stands for teachers and mentors. I want everybody listening to do this exercise. Take just a moment and think about all of the teachers and mentors that you've had throughout your life. Now, this could be parents and grandparents and teachers and neighbors and pastors and coaches and directors. Anyone who has made an impact on you throughout your life. Now, I want you to take 10 seconds and think about your most influential teacher or mentor. Just think about that for 10 seconds. I'll wait. All right. Now, in 20 years, if I were to come back here and give a graduation speech and ask that same question, I want you to realize that you will be the person someone else is thinking about. Be sure to thank your mentors and teachers. Reach out to them. Write them a letter, an email, or give them a phone call. Like I said before, those are the relationships that don't end with a walk across a stage. Those relationships can be long-lasting and provide lifelong benefits. So now, what can you do to pay it forward? How can you serve and allow yourself to be a teacher or a mentor for someone else? And finally, the why of clarity is you. You, whoever's watching this video, class of 2020, family of the graduates, teachers of the graduates. This celebration is for you. We've all been through so much together, with all of the challenges and changes that have had to have been made throughout our lives. The words that come to mind are these: adaptability, resiliency, determination, and creativity. Again, with a growth mindset, we can stop thinking of all these situations that we have had to live through and start thinking of them as ways that we got to improve ourselves and those around us. Looking forward, we know that we can adapt and persevere through any challenge together. I believe that this is a huge asset that we all have, and I believe that we can use it to be even stronger in the years to come. Remember that to take care of others, though, you first have to take care of you. So do this. Use your community. Use your love of learning. Get into action. Use your relationships and your intention. And remember your teachers and mentors to gain even more clarity in your life now and in the years to come. Realize that we will all get through this stronger, and we will all get through this together. You matter. You are loved, and we are so, so proud of you. Congratulations to the class of 2020, and we wish you the absolute best in your future endeavors. Thank you so much, and giddy up.
Jennifer Knight, and I am the secondary principal here at Earlham High School. To the many guests that are relatives and friends of these seniors, welcome to our school virtually. This has been a very different senior year finale than any of us could have imagined. Thank you for your flexibility, your patience, your positive attitude, and your smiles. This pandemic does not define us, as we are stronger, more resilient, and more creative because of it. Thank you to each senior and parent and others for supporting one another to make memories still happen during this time. Your actions have made the class of 2020 still shine. A special shout out to Olivia Nicholson, who worked with the Earlham Echo to make senior spotlights. Another shout out to Elliot Groves for all of his hard work with the senior superlatives, the Earlham Renaissance senior spotlights, and working with Courtney Hohertz to create the senior video that will be at the end of our ceremony today. I would also like to give a special thanks for all the extras that Shannon, Derrickson, Payne did, from coordinating yard signs, to photos of the rock, to filming and photographing this entire event. Thanks, Shannon. And finally, thank you to each of the junior escorts and ushers and staff that are helping to make this day work with all the social distancing and rules, so we can still honor the class of 2020 with having their names called and getting to walk across the stage to accept their diploma. As tomorrow is Memorial Day, I would like all our veterans to be honored. Thank you for your service. The freedoms we are blessed to enjoy, especially having an education, peace, and choices in our lives, are directly because of your dedication to duty, honor, and country. Thank you. Of special note, one of our class of 2020 senior graduated at semester so he could begin basic training at Camp Pendleton. He was top of his platoon in fitness testing, marksmanship, and so on. On April 10th, Timothy Wade Feltner became Private Feltner of the U.S. Marine Corps. Congrats to him. Before we get fully into our commencement ceremony today, on behalf of the class of 2020, I would like to call your attention to the vase displaying yellow daffodils on the diploma table as the flowers chosen by this class. They were chosen much earlier this year, but are a perfect choice as they symbolize new beginnings. Going forward, there are many new beginnings as these students start the next chapter of their lives, and new beginnings for all of us as we live in a new normal. I do want to mention some of the special extra honors some of our graduates will be wearing today. Those wearing a special cord or stole are noted in your program as well. FFA members showing exemplary leadership and devotion by being an FFA all 4 years are wearing a blue and gold cord. These are Kylie Brown, AJ Dirks, Skylar Jensen, and Caleb Swallow. We also have graduates that are wearing a red cord. This is the LifeServe Donor of Distinction. For being a blood donor, they had to have donated over 6 times in their high school years. 1 pint of blood is able to save up to 3 lives. So this is impressive, as these students have donated repeatedly. Thank you and congrats to Eva Fisk, Olivia Nicholson, Jake Willem, and Joshua Wolcott. The Earlham High School Silver Cord program congratulates those students who achieved the honor of wearing a silver cord at graduation by serving their school, community, and others via a minimum of 160 volunteer hours serving others. These hours are separate from those they completed for other organizations, such as Student Council, NHS, or FFA, so they have really gone above and beyond with all of their volunteering. This year's 4 seniors wearing the cord earned hours through roadside cleanup, Habitat for Humanity building and landscape projects, the Bricker Price Project, Central Iowa Bible Camp, Packaging Meals from the Heartland, and so on, with numerous other people and organizations. Those wearing this well-earned cord are Jenna Becker, Addison Boyle, Skylar Jensen, and Olivia Nicholson. At this time, I would like to recognize all National Honor Society members for their academic excellence, their leadership, their character, and their service to our school and our community. NHS is based on all 4 of those pillars. These students represent the pinnacle of achievement at Earlham High School and are wearing an NHS honor stole over their gowns today. They are also marked in your program with a star. They include Jenna Becker, Alana Brown, Kylie Brown, AJ Dirks, Eva Fisk, Mackenzie Hayden, Courtney Hohertz, Skylar Jensen, Olivia Nicholson, Jacob Willem, and Joshua Wolcott. The 2019-2020 school year was exciting as we had 2 foreign exchange students. They were not classified as seniors, but I would like to mention them. Alexander Penskov from Bulgaria and Nurbulat Yurkanbenkov from Kazakhstan both attended and shared their culture and fully immersed themselves in our school. At this time, I would normally like to present medals and recognition for our valedictorian and salutatorian academic honors. While I will share their names now, they will receive their medals as they get their diploma this year. This year we had 4 young ladies that were truly neck and neck. I am proud to announce this year's salutatorian with the 2nd highest cumulative grade point average of a 3.9320 to Mackenzie Hayden. And your valedictorian with the highest cumulative grade point average for the class of 2020 with a 4.0000 GPA is awarded to, wait for it, a tie, as we do not weight AP classes or DMAC ones, so we will have co-valedictorians this year. Congratulations to both Skylar Jensen and Olivia Nicholson. Mrs. Jolene Muchler-McNeil, as the Earlham School Board President, I would like to present the 2020 senior class of Earlham High School. They have successfully completed the course of study and earned all credits set forth by the Iowa Department of Education and the Earlham Community School Board of Education. Normally, we would now have 1 row at a time prepare to receive their diplomas, as all graduates would have been sitting up here on risers facing a full house. But with COVID-19, we will do this 1 at a time with sanitation in between families viewing. This means this will take quite a bit longer, but hang in there as you're watching on Facebook Live, as these kids worked hard to earn these diplomas. Throughout this 13-year journey, these graduates have had tremendous support from their parents, families, teachers, community, and friends. So on behalf of the graduates and the school, we would like to now recognize the parent or guardian of each graduate. Graduate, please give out hugs freely or social distancing waves. And now, without further ado, let's begin to honor our seniors in the class of 2020. Our first senior, Kristen Brooke Anderson. Beckers, I'll allow you to take your seats. Our next senior is Jenna Michaela Becker. Congratulations, Jenna. Our next graduate, Denton Colby Bond. Congratulations, Denton. Our next senior is Addison Lorraine Boyle. Congratulations, Addie. Come along in, Browns. You get a front row seat. Our next senior, Alana Marie Brown. Congratulations, Alana. To be honored from the class of 2020, Kylie Elizabeth Brown. Congratulations. If you could come on down the steps, Jerry, you know, remind them to come down this way and assist them as needed. Not with the flags on the ground. Our next senior to be Honored today is Mackenzie Lee Carpenter. Congratulations, Mackenzie. You can go down the stairs and join your family. Yay! The crowd goes wild. Everyone thought I'd be running behind schedule, and I'm like way fast. Our next senior to be honored is Grant Stephen Carter. Congratulations, Grant. It's like, now you're allowed to hug and things, and then as you go over there, Shannon will get a family photo against the wall on that side. Thank you. Yes, thank you. We've already made plans if there's ever another pandemic, we're going to have like a cheering section and clapping and stuff. We weren't prepared. Our next senior to be honored today is Alex Christopher Caskey. Congratulations, Alex.
I never got this in Put it on that side now. Oh, it's stuck in your curls. There we go.
Our next senior to be honored, Tanner Joseph Dolan. Congratulations, Tanner. Our next senior to be honored today, Adriana Jo Dirks. Congratulations, AJ. Our next graduate is actually a fun one here because we will have our school board president being able to present the diploma to her daughter. Our next graduate is Eva Marie Fisk.
Woo! Oh yeah! Go Eva!
Their family so they can shake. And because we are ahead of schedule, we are going to take some family photos. Our next senior to be recognized today is Christopher James Gadbaugh. Yes. Our next graduate today to be honored, Sierra Rose Garrett. Our next senior to be honored today is Slater Allen Goff. And Goff family, you probably weren't able to watch it on Facebook Live. We are welcoming you on stage for photos with. Our next senior to be honored today, Clayton Sebastian Griswold.
Yeah.
Our next senior to be highlighted, I mentioned at the beginning of our program with a shout out. This senior is the one who put together all of our senior superlatives, as well as put together the senior video with Courtney Hohertz. And in addition to doing all of that, worked to do all of the Earlham Renaissance senior spotlights. So our next senior is Elliot Christopher Groves. Our next graduate is Jocelyn K. Hartman Turnbull.
Way to go, babe.
Our next senior to be honored today is Mackenzie Ann Hayden. While we're waiting, Colton had to work the other day when we had senior exit, and he does have a senior superlative out there.
He's got a laptop, we just remembered it.
Okay. Our next senior to be honored, Colton Matthew Hinkle.
Do you guys want to come?
Our next senior, I would also mention that she helped do the senior video that we'll be seeing at the end of our program. So a big thank you to the senior who worked with Elliot to create that for us. Our next senior is Courtney Jean Hohertz. And we will turn to the action. Our next senior to be honored today with the class of 2020 is Ronald Francis Rubitz, Jr. And we now welcome the family. Our next senior to be honored today with the class of 2020 is Dakota Lee Jenkins.
You guys can come up too.
Our next senior to be honored in the class of 2020, John Charles Humphrey. Welcome back to our Commencement 2020. We are going to continue our ceremony at this point in time. Our next class of 2020 graduate to be honored, Skylar Sue Jensen. And before we continue further, this year we're doing our program a little bit differently. So at the beginning of the program, I did announce our winners of these awards and why they were wearing the different cords. Besides the NHS stole, the silver cord and FFA cord, Skylar is one of our co-valedictorians with a 4.000. And then we'll invite the family to come up and take photos as well. Our next graduate for the class of 2020, Renee Rebecca Johnson. And family, if you'd like to come up here for photos. Please welcome Our next graduate, Aaron Gabriel LeGrand. Our next senior with the class of 2020 to be honored today, Olivia Maggie Nicholson. Olivia is wearing her NHS Honor Stole as well as her silver cord and her blood donor of distinction cord, and I'm about to give her one more item. As I mentioned at the beginning of the program today, coming in with a perfect 4.0000, she will be a co-valedictorian with our other award winner. Welcome to the stage our next graduate, Nicholas Payne Miller. Our next graduate to the stage, please welcome Caitlin Andrea Llewellyn. Our next senior is Kathleen Marie Liddon. Any family want to come up and do a photo? Ready to be recognized is Caitlin Ann Nielsen. And Shannon is willing to do photos, so we can do however you want to organize your photos. Welcome back, our Facebook Live viewers. We're going to continue our personalized commencement for the class of 2020. Our next senior to be honored today, Peyton Tristan Reed.
Yeah, they can! You did it. Love you. I'm so proud of you.
And if the family would like to, please welcome senior Elizabeth Ann Northrum. Please welcome senior Lindsay Rose Rayburn. Please welcome senior Rachel Elizabeth Smith. And welcome back, our viewers on Facebook Live. We are going to continue with our personalized commencement of the class of 2020. Our next senior to be recognized, please welcome to the stage Jacob Freeborn Ridgely. Next senior to be recognized, Micah Brent Allen Saunders. Our next senior to be recognized today, Carson Renee Sly. And family, you're welcome to come up on stage for a photo with Carson. Please welcome our next senior, Darren Jean Sesker. Please welcome our next senior, Caleb Christopher Swalla. Our next senior to the stage, please welcome Dixon Cameron Terry. And family, please welcome our next senior, Luke William Verner. Parents are welcome to come to the stage. So Facebook Live is even on right now?
Yeah.
I could have been talking this whole time. I could have broken. Welcome back, our Facebook Live viewers. Thank you for that break, and that should have been our last break that we'll have before we finish with the personalized commencement of 2020. We are back, and I would like to introduce our next senior, Ashley Marie Wiesner. And family is welcome to come up to the stage. Samantha P. White. And any family that would like to come up on the stage. Please welcome our next senior, Jacob Thomas Willem. Nicholas Dalton Wilson. Please welcome to the stage our next senior, Ty Scott Wiley. Please welcome our next senior to the stage, Ashton Allen Whining. And Shannon's will. Please welcome to the stage our final graduate with the class of 2020 personalized commencement, Joshua Thomas Wolcott. School Board Vice President and mother of Joshua, Kathy Wolcott, is obviously handing the award and the diploma to him rather than our president. Family, would you like to join us on stage? At this time, I would normally invite the graduates to please rise and move their tassels from right to left. So for those of you at home, please move your tassels from right to left to signify that you have graduated. Ladies and gentlemen, whether you're viewing this live on Facebook or you are watching the video later, it is my privilege and honor to present to you the Earlham High School class of 2020. To conclude our ceremony for today, the class of 2020 has prepared a senior class video showcasing then and now photos. Again, thank you to Courtney Hohertz and Elliot Groves for taking the lead and putting the video together based on pictures they received from their classmates. Thank you for watching and sharing this special day with us. The ceremony will end at the conclusion of the senior video. And as I always end every email with, make it a great day, today I end this ceremony, make it a great life, graduates.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out, and mountains. And I rise like the day. I rise up, I rise unafraid. I rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I rise up, I like the waves. I rise up, in spite of the ache. I rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. You,
You're better than the best. I'm lucky just to linger in your light. Cooler than the flip side of my pillow. That's right. Completely unaware. Nothing can compare to where you sent me. Lets me know that it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. In the moments where my good times start to fade, you make me smile like the sun, fall out of bed, sing like a bird, dizzy in my head, spin like a record, crazy on a Sunday night. You make me dance like a fool, forget how to breathe, shine like gold, buzz like a bee. Just the thought of you can drive me wild. Oh, you make me smile.
Just stop your crying, it's a sign of the times. Welcome to the final show. I hope you're wearing your best clothes. You can't bribe the door on your way to the sky. You look pretty good down here, but you ain't really good. We never learned we've been here before. Why are we always stuck and running from the bullets? The bullets. We never learned we've been here before. Why are we always stuck and running from your bullets? this away.